Welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. I'm sitting here with Craig Carton, his new book, June 4th, Loudmouth. So let's talk a little sports now. Knicks, are they going to beat the Pacers or what?
I actually think they're going to force a Game 7.
Okay, and then do they win that game? You don't know what's going to happen after that.
By the way, I got no basis for feeling that way, but
in Indiana, the way they've been playing, it's like they don't even deserve it.
True, and Indiana's a good home team, and they haven't lost a game to the Knicks at home this year, but if the Knicks just play the way they're capable of playing, they're a better team than the Pacers.
Right.
But
I don't know about that, man.
Talent-wise. Especially if Hill doesn't play for sure.
No George Hill, then, yeah,
no
I
doubt.
agree with you. But if George Hill's in there,
well, what's it looking like with him? That's something else with the NBA this year with these injuries. I mean, is he going to play? Or is he not gonna play?
He is the first player in the NBA to have to abide by this concussion protocol. It's been in place for 18 months. He's the first guy that they're actually enforcing this.
I didn't see it. I mean, we played and overplayed the replay when Tyson Chandler. Yeah. I mean, he doesn't hit his head. He doesn't fall on his head. I guess the impact physically, I guess, rattled him, but I didn't see a concussion.
Well, that's the thing. Well, the problem was, like, they didn't show it. I think they went to some graphic or something.
He hits him in the shoulder. And it's not even like whiplash. And the next thing you know, 2 days later, he's out with a concussion. And listen, good for the Knicks that he is.
So well, the thing was, he was like, he shot the lights out. He finished with a game-high 26 points after the concussion.
But basketball is not football. Are they overreacting to concussions in basketball?
I mean, again, I didn't see the guy. I saw the replay 50 times. He didn't get hit in the head, so, John, you know better than me and Artie.
I don't know.
But I didn't see it.
Well, I know that floor, if you play basketball, if you fall on that floor and you bang your knee.
No, I know.
Yeah, sure,
how often is that going to happen in basketball?
Not often. That's why he's the first guy in 18 months that has to follow this protocol.
Which is worse, him going out with an alleged concussion or J.R. Smith not closing the deal with Rihanna?
Actually, if you're going to do it, banger.
Like something. And you guys are, where your studios are, is a block away from where they were.
The greenhouse.
The greenhouse is like right here. John, you spend time there, I know.
The greenhouse is very popular. Very popular.
The greenhouse is something
for
very
Central
funny,
Pennsylvania Amish.
Which I think is great. Like Monday night, it's like it's Jewish night. Tuesday night, it might be Far Eastern night. Wednesday night, it might be rap night. Every night's a different night. Wednesday night every night.
Wednesday night, Chris Brown beat someone up, no matter what.
Which is a weekly thing, I think.
Yeah, it's a weekly thing. He signed a deal there. All right, so now our Yankees.
So I think they'll win.
Our Yankees we got to be happy with them.
Yeah, you know what? The Yankees. I say this on the air all the time, and no one wants to buy it. I know you're a big fan. Brian Cashman, to me, is the GM of the year already. Right. And Joe Girardi gets no love at all because Yankee fans love Torre forever, and they always will.
He's following Joe Torre.
They're 9 games over 500. I know what they did tonight. And if you look at it, no Teixeira, no A-Rod, no Jeter, no Granderson. I mean, Overbay and Vernon Wells, and they had a guy named Nooney. I thought it was Nunez pitching the other day, and he threw 7 innings. It's
just
great.
Found out they won 5-0 tonight.
There you go.
Shut out Toronto.
So they 10 games over 500, yet the New York Mets.
Yeah, no, the Mets are like, the Mets are the Mets.
Brutal.
The Mets have Harvey and no one else.
They'll be the first team not to sell out an All-Star game.
Don't you think, though, it's better off for that A-Rod? Don't you want A-Rod not to come back?
All right, so I'm split on that. As a radio talk show host in New York City, I can't get it. I mean, I can't wait for A-Rod to come back. As a fan of the Yankees, I mean, Euclid hasn't played either, but A-Rod said he feels like an 18-year-old again. Let's hope he plays like it.
Listen, it just aggravates you because when they show A-Rod or even like Jeter and these guys when they're hurt working out, everything on them looks expensive. Like the special workout shirt they have, the gloves, the guy training them is probably making $400,000 a year looking at this, like studying this, what's he doing with the shoulder, the hip. Everything looks so expensive.
I saw Mark Teixeira working out
nothing's happening.
Off the tee, and I felt like a woman.
He's a big guy, man.
That guy's hitting the ball off a tee, and it looks like nothing I've ever done in my life.
He's a Yankee this year. I love him. I love Cano. I love Granderson. I like all those guys. I just think. And Jeter, what do you think his future is? I
think it's he's the only guy in America that he'll determine his own future.
Right, it's true.
Like if he goes to the Yankees and says, "Listen, I'll be signing for 2 more years," were they going to say no?
I know.
Like if any other guy on the team said that, Randy would be like, "We'll get back to you on that one." Randy Levine.
He's one of those guys, Jeter, where he could live on what he's already done for another 10 years. Like he can literally keep what you just said. He could keep signing deals based on what he's done already, not what he's going to do in the future forever. Because he's the guy that guys are going to keep bringing their 4-year-old kids to see Derek Jeter play
what's amazing about Derek Jeter? I find this fascinating. John, I know you made a bunch of money playing football. So Derek Jeter's made more money than Moses. I think we all agree he don't need to work ever again, right?
Both.
Yet, a local collectible guy, his name is Brandon Steiner, is the best in the business of what he does.
I know
With
Brandon.
guys that sign autographs.
Yeah.
It's all legit. It's all top notch, right? So Brandon Steiner's got to deal with Derek Jeter. So he got a couple hundred people to pay $1,000 each to go have an intimate sit down with Derek Jeter, and Jeter showed up because Jeter made, let's even make it up, $100,000. But still,
that's impressive
when
that he got him to do that.
It's still, when you get, like, Derek Jeter's got millions.
I know.
He got him to go to a room and talk to lunatic Yankee fans who were like, "Hey, Derek, I love him. Will you sign my..."
He turned him into William Shatner at
It's
a Trek convention.
unbelievable.
You're right.
I got so much money. I'm not doing that appearance. And he sat there and answered very personal questions.
I tell you, give
Signed
Steiner a lot of
everything. It was
credit.
great. Yeah, it was awesome. It was like a podcast. It's great. Like, Derek Jeter's doing a podcast for cash. Like, you're not Jay Moore. You know, I understand why Jay's doing it. You're not him.
Right.
You got $90 million in the bank.
What do you think a guy like Derek Jeter, his post-career is going to be? Is he a guy who disappears, or is he going to be like... Because he's not good on the air, Derek.
No.
He's very boring.
Yep.
He speaks in cliches, and I don't think he could ever be critical of anybody. And do you think he kind of just disappears?
You know what, though? I mean, he's being a team
He's
guy.
got $500
He's being
million.
a team guy.
Yeah.
I'm sure that behind the scenes, he doesn't speak in the cliches and the
Yeah, but
the
so
coach
why would he
talk.
do it? Why would he do it after he retires?
Like, here's the guarantee.
he
He's
needs
not
to,
going to
man.
wind up on Baseball Tonight.
That's what I mean. Yeah, you know.
It's going to be John Kruk.
But there's going to be a bunch of fans who probably want to see him somewhere.
Well, maybe he goes the Michael Jordan route. Maybe he has a piece of a team, owns a team. I'm sure he's got investments at the yin yang already.
Right,
Who
right.
knows? You know, A-Rod's a slumlord. You know, he went into business.
Yeah, I know. That's right. A-Rod is one of
didn't
those.
know that.
A-Rod's one of those guys. There's so many dark things you keep hearing about him.
Oh, it's brutal.
He seems like an evil villain in a James Bond movie.
Listen,
Yeah.
if you know a 9-year-old boy is the best athlete in school, make sure he learns how to, like, read and write and add, or else he'll be a slumlord too.
No, he does. He's just very. Everything about him is like dark and controversial
And unlikable.
and unlikable.
Like,
He's
you're
not
the biggest
like-
Yankee fan I know.
Right.
And you don't win the 09 World Series without him. Yet, no one likes the guy.
You're right. I mean, listen,
Right.
I'm a Yankee fan who'll contest that, though, forever. I think we had a good shot at winning the 09 series. I think if Brocious was still
By the
there.
way, John, who is the most unlikable guy you played with? Forget about against. Like a guy in your own
Yeah, be
locker room.
honest.
Raiders, Eagles, you're like, you know what? Maybe he's a good ball player. I'm not
You
going to
know,
deny
this is
that.
a guy you probably wouldn't even know
Go ahead.
of, and he actually came and played for the Jets, I think. But a guy named Mo Collins. He went to Florida. He was a guard. He came out early. He was just massive, and drafted in the first round. Same first round as Charles Woodson.
Right.
And just so immature, so entitled, so. Oh, just
Did you play with-
impossible
did
to
you
get
play
along
with Terrell
He's
Owens?
the only, yeah, and I like Terrell.
Yeah.
I like Terrell. Like Mo Collins is the only guy I ever played with that I
You really
did
like.
not get along with. Like there was a point in the locker room once.
It does sound like a creak in a nerve here.
There was a big time, and he ate himself out of the league too.
Yeah, he ain't
by
the
the way,
only
which
one.
was
I've been eating myself out of the studio
justice
lately.
being served. There was a
Believe
time
that could happen.
There was a time in the locker room where he took off his he cut off his tape, and he would just toss it wherever. He tossed his tape and it hit me in the side of the head.
Right.
And I was ready to throw down with this huge fat bag.
You think you
of
would've taken him or
whatever you
no?
wanna call it. Yeah, I think I
Boomer
would
always
have
tells
taken
a
him.
great story. When Boomer was quarterback in the New York Jets, he had a tight end named Johnny Mitchell.
Yeah, I remember.
All right.
I remember.
Now, when the wives and family sit together, as you may know, they sit together. They're in either a
Yeah.
suite or a section, which is very tough for wives, especially because the fans, Jet fans. are just brutal.
No, I've heard that.
Right.
I've overheard people. Oh, man.
So, Johnny Mitchell used to complain that
Jet
Boomer
fans.
purposely threw the ball where he couldn't catch it. And it wasn't irrational. It was just like, you're trying to embarrass me. So Boomer's family's sitting in the family section, and Johnny Mitchell's family's in the family section. Boomer throws a ball near Johnny Mitchell. It's incomplete, and the family start going at it. Oh, that Boomer size, and he don't like Johnny Mitchell's. He don't like him at all. He's embarrassing Johnny Mitchell's, throwing the ball at his feet like Donovan McNabb. And it became like a rub where like they couldn't play together. So Boomer goes to Johnny, Johnny, what the F? Trust me, I'm trying to throw you a ball.
Yeah, why
How
would
about
I
you run
not
the
want you
route?
to catch the ball?
Right, we're trying to win a game here.
Yeah.
But that's maybe the best Boomer story of all time, real quick. You may have experienced this. You didn't play for Kotite. You played for Andy Reid in Philly, right?
Right.
So I was in Philly under Rich Kotite and then Ray Rhodes, who was great because if there was a track nearby, Ray was at it.
Yeah, Ray Rhodes,
really?
the most in shape, the most anti-Andy Reid guy.
Listen, I loved Ray Rhodes.
The most in shape coach of all time.
But where Veterans Stadium is and was right across the street from an OTB parlor.
Yeah.
So the year before Ray Rhodes, it's Rich Kotite. Rich Kotite, I played golf with him. We played a round of golf in 90 minutes.
Right.
Because there's no such thing as a lost ball. You hit the ball, you got in the cart was running.
Right.
If the ball was near the cart, you hit it again. An hour and a half to play 18 holes. And that was when you guys were probably out practicing. Ray Rhodes was at the track right across the street, which was good for me because I was there too. So Boomer always tells the story that you had Rich Kotite. And Rich Kotite walks into the room and he gives Boomer a size. And at this point, so, an iconic, legendary figure in the sport. NFL MVP, went to the Super Bowl. He gives him the playbook. And Boomer looks through it and he goes, "No, for real, where's the playbook?" He goes, "No, that's the playbook." And he goes to the locker room and he says to the New York Jets, he says,
This is Kotite?
This is Rich Kotite.
Yeah.
He says, "Men, all I want from you is 3 hours on Sunday. I don't care what you do in between."
I like that. I love
Boomer called his
story,
agent and said, "We are in a lot of trouble."
I like Boomer, man. But see, Boomer's honest. Boomer's just like kind of like, I've been there, I've done it. Nothing can hurt me.
No, he's a good dude, and listen, his son's graduated from college on Monday with cystic fibrosis. He's raised over $100 million for it.
Is that Gunner?
Esiason.
Yeah,
So
okay.
it's a great story on a personal level.
That's great.
A great guy, and listen, iconic. You remember how many NFL MVPs are there?
No, you're right. No, listen. The show is Boomer and Carton on FAN here in New York. Definitely check that out. The book is Loudmouth.
Yes.
By,
Here's what I love about it.
Craig
Here's what I'm
Carton.
trying to figure Artie out. Now, I know privately Artie's told me he loves doing the radio show.
Right.
I know, why not? You got a band, you got a chef, you got John who barely talks. You got, like, you're allowed to speak. I mean,
I think that's more my problem.
like, how long have you done this, John? I wonder. Because if you said to me, if Artie had called me, and when Nick left the show, I texted Artie. He didn't return the text. And he claims he changed his phone number, so we all know the truth. He's like, "Yeah, I'm returning
I have
yours."
the same.
I sent you a text. I said, "Hey, I heard Nick's leaving.
Yeah.
If I can help out in any manner at all, I don't know if you're looking for a co-host or not, give me a shout."
I swear to God, I don't remember getting
Of course
that.
you don't. And if you told me John Ritchie was the new co-host, you'd be like,
John is a good man. You got to listen. You got to come here and you got to.
"No, it's all good."
You got to study.
You like doing it?
I love it. Yeah.
You live in Philly still?
Central PA.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, we got to work
Train
on the
up.
transportation thing, but the no talking thing is more my issue. I have some anger management I have to go to. But
You're like me, you like to talk too much. Right?
That's always been
Boomer
my
always
issue.
complains that, listen, I'd like to talk more, but you don't shut up. When am I allowed to talk? Even the name of the book's Loudmouth. You don't stop
Hey,
talking.
it could sell books.
That's the goal.
Loudmouth, Craig Carton, Boomer, and Carton on FAN in the morning. Come back anytime, man.
Listen, and you the same. I know
You're
you
right
have a
up the
big
block,
TV
yeah.
special coming up.
TV,
and,
my book
and
will be
your
out in
book's
fall,
coming out.
yeah.
So I know you're supposed to come in a few weeks ago. I know they got messed up, but
Yeah,
open
definitely.
door.
I'll be over there.
John, not so much for you, but
His star is
Appreciate
rising.
it,
His
yeah.
star is rising.
see, we breaks here. We're allowed to keep going here. We can
No,
keep
we're gonna take a break now,
Direct
okay.
TV, who by the way called me a few weeks ago. We'll talk about that off the air. So, what career goal? What were we looking at, John? If you're mine, Artie,
Go right ahead.
What's the goal here for you? Because you have more money than me and Artie combined.
No, I don't.
You don't like being home.
No, it's not.
Is that what it is?
No.
You
You got a beautiful wife.
Listen, you got a beautiful wife and kids, but you
do.
like to get out of the house a little bit. I understand, and it's New York City.
No, you
You
have
have a standing table at the greenhouse?
As a fullback, as a medium guy, you don't make the big money that you think.
Right.
By the way, that
so-
would be cool as hell. We should have, even if we never use it, a standing table.
There's no doubt about
At
it.
the greenhouse.
Hey, Rihanna, move over.
The biggest,
It's the Artie Lange
the
table.
biggest hip hop club. We could just like hit Nas out of the booth.
Exactly right.
Standing.
Nas.
Work
Good
on that,
idea.
guys. We're working like a standing table at the greenhouse.